Hey everyone, welcome back for some more Marvel World Racing. I'm the Downunder gamer, and this is the second of two races to determine who will be qualifying for the first season of the Sonic GP. So, first race we had Robotnik on the top, then Eggman and Jet. And the way this race will work, it will be reverse grid, so however they started in that first race, they'll be now starting the complete opposite for this race to make it a bit fair and even. We'll be doing the same track, so we'll be back at Choco Mountain from Mario Kart 64 for one more time round. And at the end of this race, we'll have our 8 teams, with 2 teams missing out for this season. And then they will join us next season, replacing the bottom 2 placing teams for this season. So without further ado, let's go to the track side and get ready for the final of the 2 qualifying races. And we're off and going for race number 2, the qualifier. Reverse grid allows Shadow and Sonic to start and pole this time round. Looks like Shadow has made good advantage of that, meanwhile Sonic somewhere mid-pack. Robotnik has pretty much guaranteed his team to make it through by getting that race win last race. So right now it's some of these other teams looking to try and make their way through. Shadow currently with the lead. Amy gets ahead. I think Amy was one of those teams who finished kind of low down in that last race. So right now it's Amy out in the lead with Shadow following behind. Then a bit of a gap back to the next one. Looks like Classic Sonic way down there. In fact, actually it looks like Jet has fallen further back. So Jet must have come off the track at some point or just had some issues. Either way, he's well behind the rest of the pack. Right now, though, up front, Amy and Shadow close together. Shadow gave Amy a bit of a push, which was too much. So Shadow pushing Amy off the track and takes the lead. So that puts Amy back down into 7th spot at the moment. Still plenty of laps to go, but it's definitely going to be difficult for those back runners to catch up. So Shadow still out in front right now. Eggman and Blaze following up. Then there's Chaos and Sonic inside the top half. So as we continue to watch, Eggman catching up a bit. Shadow losing a little bit of time on those jumps. So we're on to lap 4. 2/3 of the race still to go. Eggman, Shadow hitting the wall there a little bit. Allows Eggman into the lead. Shadow still close behind now. It's Eggman's turn to touch the wall, and Shadow now moves back ahead. Come up to this section here. Usually this section is pretty safe. The only time it can be dangerous is if you have an opponent right behind you. They might accidentally give you a bit of a boost of speed, which can send you off the track. Or maybe it's not an accident. Maybe it's intentional. Shadow seems like the kind of person who would intentionally push you off the track, as we saw earlier, pushing Amy off the track a couple of laps back. Right now, Shadow has Eggman, who just made the pass. Eggman finished pretty well in that last race, in 2nd place. So Shadow is right in there. If they can finish up the top like they are right now, they should be pretty safe for their team. Teams that were in danger, I believe, was Team Blaze, and I think it was Team Rose. You have to double check on that. So Eggman currently out in front. Just the battle between Eggman and Shadow. We'll have a quick look through the field whilst we're just got this little bit of a lull happening. So Chaos and Sonic very close together there. I was almost expecting Chaos to get pushed off then. There's Sonic. We've got SPO a little bit further back. Amy has managed to get herself back into 6th spot. Classic Sonic, who was at the bottom, managed to get into 7th. Then we've got Jet. Oh, Jet's just come off the track. Blaze is now going to be ahead of Jet. And then Robotnik bringing up the rear. Meanwhile, at the front, it is Eggman, who's actually catching up to some lap traffic here. Jet not too far ahead of Eggman. Of course, he's a lap down though now, or almost. So the gap back to 2nd is 2 seconds. Then it's even bigger gap. Shadow getting a bit of a boost there from the bomb. Meanwhile, battle for 3rd, we've got Chaos and Sonic with a nice little battle here. We'll stay on board for these guys for a little bit, just to see how that goes. Because meanwhile, Eggman, Shadow, they're just flying ahead of the rest of the field. So we'll keep an eye on this battle. Looks like Sonic, oh my gosh, Sonic, huge burst of speed right now. Right behind Shadow all of a sudden. So now the battle for 2nd is on. Sonic wins that battle for 3rd and is now trying to catch Shadow. Shadow gained a little bit of an advantage with that bomb, blowing him forwards a bit. So now the gap's starting to spread out a little bit again. And Espio's actually moved up into 4th place, so Chaos has dropped down to 5th. We're on the final lap, so we will go on board with our race leader who will cross the line, securing their victory, and that should get them pretty much safe for the qualifying for Season 1. Espio and Jet. Jet's a lap down though, so it's actually Espio, then Chaos. Classic Sonic. Just got a few jumps to go, and he has made it across. Then we've got Blaze further back. Blaze, I believe, was one of the teams that was struggling. Finished near the bottom in the first race. Robotnik finishing in 8th. He won the first race, so his team should be pretty safe. And I think we're just waiting for Jet. Everyone else has crossed the line, so we are just waiting for Jet. Should be enough time for him to get there though, because it's a 30-second barrier that they have. So Eggman is the race winner, followed by Shadow, who was 3 seconds behind, then Sonic, Espio, Chaos, Classic Sonic, Blaze, Robotnik, Amy, and then Jet bringing up the rear, 45 seconds behind the leader. So those are the scores, those are the race results. We'll go check out the scores in just a moment to see who will be making it into Season 1 and who will have to sit it out. Okay, we got the points up on screen for you now, so as you can see, Eggman for Team Eggman did a good job there, getting 1st and 2nd. So they are definitely making it through. The 2 teams that will not be making it into the first season, it will be Team Blaze and Team Rose, represented by Blaze and Amy. They only got 6 points and 3 points from those 2 races. So unfortunately for those 2 teams, they will miss out on the first season. So you'll have to wait till 2nd season to see them in action. So our 8 teams that will be participating, we've got Team Eggman, Team Pingus, Team Dark, Team Chaotix, Team Sonic, Team Underground, Team Adventure, and Team Babylon. So those will be our 8 teams competing in the first season. The bottom 2 teams at the end of the season will get replaced by Team Blaze and Team Rose for Season 2. So keep an eye out for that during the first season. Not only do you want to see your team do well, you want to make sure that they are not in those bottom 2 spots at the end of the season. Otherwise they will be missing out a season to do some well-needed training and recuperating. Well, that is it for the qualifying. We are now set for Season 1 to kick off next week. So be ready for that. Our 8 teams are ready to go. And we'll see you all next week for race number 1.